Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Wilson, and I am the Reference and Adult Services Librarian at the Kershaw County Library in Camden. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple of pieces of information. One is called the Magic School Bus, the other is called Learn 360, and these are both part of the Exploring Information series, Part 1. The reason that we're talking about both of these at the same time is because Learn 360 is what produces the Magic School Bus videos under the company called Infobase. So as we go along with this today, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask, and we will take a look and see what other things we can help you with. At the end of class, if for some reason you need some help, or just have a few questions, please call for assistance. You can call the library's number and you can ask for me, or somebody at the desk may be able to help you. If you would rather send me a more detailed message, you can email me at the address on the screen. You can find more database instruction videos on the Kershaw County Library YouTube page. Please feel free to take a look at each and every one that interests you, and let me know what you think. So, in order to go and take a look at these, you might want to know a little bit about them first. So, what we're going to talk about first is how to access these. If you are looking for the Magic School Bus, you'll need to go to one portion of the library's website. If you're wanting to look at Learn 360, it's in another area of the website. So we're going to take a look at both of these, both of which are hooked together, and the information is going to flow both directions. To get into these from home, you're going to have your library card close by so that you can enter the barcode number. So first you'll need to open the library's website at www.kershawcountylibrary.org and look for the Research and Learning button. And you're going to go to Resources for Kids for the Magic School Bus. So we're going to open Resources for Kids, and we're going to come down the page until we find the Magic School Bus. And you can't miss the Magic School Bus. You have the big bright yellow bus here. Their logo is right here. You can either click on the logo or you can click on the title. Either one will work. When you do that, at home, this is when you're going to have something pop up and welcome you to the Kershaw County Library, and you're going to enter the barcode number from the back of your library card, and that's without any spaces. It will also ask for a PIN, but please leave that blank. We don't use them. So when you click through, the resource that you want will appear, and you'll see what's on my screen. So starting up here at the top, you'll notice there's this thing right here that says Infobase. That's the company that owns Learn 360. If I come across here, it's going to tell you that this access is provided by the South Carolina State Library, the Discus program. And this is one that the state library provides to all of the public libraries, schools, colleges, and universities. So this is something that can be accessed at school as well as at home. So right below that, you have another bar. You've got this little menu button right here, which we'll talk about a little bit later. You have the Learn 360 logo because remember, the Magic School Bus is part of Learn 360. Next door to that, you have a search box where you can put in some keywords to find a specific item that you want, especially if you happen to remember what the name of the Magic School Bus episode you would like to see. You can pop that in there. There's an advanced search capability. If you click on that, it's going to give you some additional things that you can look for. So I took a step back, and now we're looking at the Magic School Bus screen again. The other piece up here is Browse Standards, and that's for the educational standards for the area in which you live. And then far over here to the right, you see something that says Your Profile. If you decide to click on your profile, it will actually give you the ability to create a username and password for yourself. And that way you can keep a hold of certain information as you go. Below that, you have something that says Page Link that provides a permalink. This is not something you'll be able to use at the library, so I'm not going to really cover that one too much. But over here next to that, you see something that says export all titles. If you click on that, you will get an Excel sheet that gives you all 51 titles as they are listed on here. Below that, they're telling you this is a series called the Magic School Bus. There are 51 titles, and then it begins the list of the titles. Now, these are listed in alphabetical order. So after the Magic School Bus, the title that comes after it is how it's done alphabetically. So if you remember what a title is, you can actually click on it, open it up, view it, etc. Or you can search for it in the search box above. So as I skim down through here, you will see that it's going to give you a little preview picture. It's going to give you the name of the episode and a little introduction to it. It's going to tell you when it was originally made, who made it, and the grades that it covers. There's also a little button on there that says preview, so that you can get a little preview of the program. There's share that will let you share it with somebody. And the add to button will actually put information into your profile. So those are things that you can use to help you find the information you want. So I'm going to go skimming down through here. There's one in particular that I've always liked, and I may not get to it. So we may just choose one of these here and just, oh, well, let's do this. We'll do the Magic School Bus Gets Ready, Set, Go. So here, if I rest on the title, it gives me a link to a bigger version of the little picture to the side. If I rest on the picture to the side, it's going to let me start that video as well. I'm going to just go on ahead and click into the expansive information because it's information that you might need to use. So in this case, it tells you the title. It also tells you how long that this particular video is. It will give you information about it over here. As I come down, that same description is here. The same information is over here. It allows you to work with Google Classroom. It will let you create a new segment. I've never done that, so I'm not sure how that works. It will help you cite the information in the video. The add to will allow it to be put into your playlist and favorites inside your profile. Share will let you share it with somebody, and download will let you download the video. On the video itself, you have your pause or play. You have your volume. I'm actually going to turn this down because I learned earlier today that this is pretty loud. Then it shows you the time that's here. And if I move my mouse up here, it's going to show you the timeline as you move through the program. There is closed captioning available. It's moving at a 1x playback speed. It will let you choose the quality of the video, either really good or basic. This one is for full screen. If I click on that, it's going to pull it up to full screen. And then the last one over here is to basically to broadcast this to a different device. So I've chosen this one. We're going to give it a good little click here, and we're going to see the beginning of this program. So this one is Ready, Set, Go. And it's going to come up in a minute, and you're going to see the opening scenes of a Magic School Bus episode. Now you'll notice this hesitation in the start and the stop. These are all streaming videos. So you need to have streaming capability at home to see this with a good continuation. Otherwise, you're going to see this buffering. So I'm actually going to stop this. And I'm going to take it back to the normal size. We'll talk a little bit about this for just a minute. Within Magic School Bus, everything that's there is part of the Magic School Bus series that used to be on television, for those of us old enough to remember that. The Magic School Bus is designed for students aged 6 to 9, and there's a collection of the 51 titles where they teach science through virtual field trips. Ms. Frizzle, the teacher, takes her students on virtual bus rides where she answers student questions through investigation. So we've already taken a look at the page. We've taken a look at one of the videos. We see how this works. This is basically the Magic School Bus. So this is part of the reason why I decided to go on ahead and talk about Learn 360. So I'm actually going to come up here to where it says Resources for Kids. I'm going to take one step back because Learn 360 is on a different page. So I'm going to go back to Research and Learning. I'm going to come down to e-resources and I'm going to click there. And again, this is going to be something where you're going to have to sign in if you are not within the library. So it may require you to sign in again, or it may just let you float. So now I'm already over here in the e-resources and I'm skimming down through here. Now, Learn 360 is designed for pre-kindergarten through high school, and it provides multimedia resources such as full-length videos, video clips, audio files, images, interactive resources, maps, and science experiments. So one of the things you need to know about Learn 360 and how to get to it is this. If you come to the library's website and you click on either the title up here or over here on the logo, it's going to flip you over into the Discus website from the state library. And you will click on the logo there before it will let you in. And once you get in, you will see that it's pretty much the same window you just saw with a few things rearranged. And we're going to talk about a couple of extra things that we didn't talk about on Magic School Bus. So again, you have the menu here. If I click on the menu in here, it will let you pick and choose what you're wanting to do. You can look at all the grade levels. You can look at just pre-K through 5 or just 6 through 12. And it will also let you browse through the same things that you see over here on this screen. So I'm going to click on that and make it disappear. If you get lost among these, if you just click on the Learn 360 logo, it's going to bring you back to this page each time. You have the same search feature, the advanced search, and the standards browse. The profile will work here too. And you'll notice again, it reminds you these are for pre-K through 12. If I come down a little bit farther on the page, you will see that this is broken down into a number of different sections. We've got videos, games and activities, printables, audio, maps and flags, the mailbox, and STEM lessons. All of that's here. All of that can be used. And we're going to take a look at most of this. But before we do, up here under the search box, I'm going to type something in. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to take a look at this one that says Math Mastery, Fractions. And when I click on that, it's going to take me there. And it's going to walk me through how to do fractions on a number line. Over here, you're going to have the video. It tells you this is only a 6.5-minute video. Over here is the transcript, and it will tell you the information that is on this particular one. Over here below the video, you have the same video capability. You also, in addition to download, share, add to, cite, and segments, have the standards where you can click on that to view the standards that this is appropriate for. And you can still use the Google Classroom. Below that, you still have a short description, and you have over here the information about when this was created. And down below, you also have the You May Also Like. In this case, these are all the Math Mastery pieces. So I'm going to click on Learn 360, and it's going to go back and take a look at what else might be there. So if you were just browsing through something, you would start at this page, and below each of these, you're going to find something that says Featured. And the featured videos are not all the videos that are included. They're just ones that might help you. So as you look at the videos, you're going to see everything related to videos. Under games and activities, you're going to see things that are related to games and activities, so on and so forth. So when you click on one of those buttons at the top, it's going to change the page below it. Now, while we're here at this point, I want to point out a couple of things that I didn't show you on the other one. One of them over here to the left is the feedback button. If you click on the feedback button, it's going to take you out of here and it's going to give you a little feedback form that you can fill in and send in to the company so that they know how well this is working. So please feel free to do that if you have some concerns or if you just want to compliment them. I'm going to go back one step to where we were before. You see this little question mark right here. If I rest on that, it will ask you, do you want to take a tour? If you say yes, it's going to take you on a tour of the program as well. So if you ever want to come in here and just take your own tour, you can do that. Maybe use it as a refresher or, show your child how this works. Also over here to the right, you have a little purple arrow that's pointing up. That's the back to the top. If I click on that, it's going to take me back to the top of the screen. So in this case, these are featured videos. So we have them broken down by school level. The elementary ones first, and then we have the middle and high school videos that come up, and then it starts moving into other areas. Featured teacher resources from the mailbox are here. These are all printable items that are PDF documents. Here are some featured STEM lessons, and those are all interactive lessons where you can learn more information. And then below that, we have featured printables that are also PDFs that you can print off and use in class or at home for extra work. Featured audios, including, if you look over here, Magic School Bus is on there. Featured maps and flags, so it's going to help you find the maps and flags of different countries. And then featured games and activities are there. So again, those are interactive things that you can work on. And finally, for teachers, there's the featured professional development and teacher training that are all video series. Now, if I rest on one of these, say I am interested in possibly looking at ultimate speed math, it gives me a little picture, it gives me the title of it, and it tells me it's interactive. But if I rest my mouse on that information box, it's going to tell you a little bit about what this is going to be before you even open it. And then if you click to open it, it's going to open that particular item and it's going to let you play Ultimate Speed Math. Again, you've got the same options of Google Classroom, Cite, Add to, and Share. This is not going to let you download. And then it's going to walk you through how to do speed math. You can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all of that sort of information. And then as I come down here, it's going to give me that same information about where this came from, what it's about, and below that, the things that you might also be interested in. So I'm going to click on Learn 360 and move back. If I click on videos, it will narrow everything down to videos and only videos. In this case, you have career development and other things on here. You can browse by subject. You can browse by producers. You can find web videos or custom videos. And if I come down here, like I said, you've got career development. You have engineering and technology, English and language arts, health and guidance, history, mathematics, featured science, social studies, visual and performing arts, world languages, professional development, and teacher practices. Again, it tells you that these are all full videos so that you know that they are video. So that is how the videos work. Now I want to show you this browse. If I click on browse, it's going to give me a list of the areas and the topics within that area. And the number next to that is the number of videos that are part of that area. So if you were looking at career planning and development, you're going to find 232 videos. But if you're looking at job search skills, you're going to find 244 videos. So let's go back home and we're going to take a look at games and activities. And again, we have featured ones, we have reading activities, and we have learning games. So if I chose reading activities, it's going to come up. It's going to give me, again, a list of all of these things. So if you were interested in Jamestown, you could take a look here at Jamestown Part 1. And then after that one, you can come down a little bit farther and see Jamestown Part 2. If you were interested in hummingbirds, you can do hummingbirds over here. If you were interested in the Arctic fox, there's something here on the Arctic fox. So you get the general idea. All of these things are available, and they're broken down by the grade level. And while these don't tell you how many of each one there are, except for the Jamestown information, it does tell you that in grade 5, there are 18 separate ones, and then it lists those separate ones. Printables can be printed off and used for educational purposes or just for your own personal interest. These are the featured ones. They're broken down into very separate things. Science diagrams are there, fact sheets are there, and math activities. So science diagrams, if I click on that, it's going to let you take a look at different things within science, including physics and astronomy and weather and earth science. So all those things are available here. The general fact sheets that are on here are broken down by a variety of subject areas as well. This is information that is general in nature and things that most people are going to be taking a look at some point or another. But those are all out there. And then finally, math activities. Again, it's broken down in this case into 3 separate areas. And within those areas, it tells you how many of these fact sheets are available for a specific topic. Let me go back to the home page again. With audio, you're going to find a similar piece. In this case, the audios are broken down into another type of thing. It's going to be giving you some audio books, learning songs, music tracks, sound effects, and audio speeches. And I really want to emphasize the sound effects and the major speeches here. If you are doing something at school and you need to have a sound effect for something, if you click on sound effects and you choose something that will work for your project, so there are different sounds available to you. And I'm taking a moment to run through here because every once in a while we like to add something interesting to our projects that we do here, and we use a lot of sound effects and background music. So this is one of the ways in which we can find some information that we can use. And I'm just going to go back to the top of this one. And up here, I'm going to type in police and see what comes up. So here we have police car siren. That's not what I asked it to do. Police car siren. Search. Click on audio over here. And it's going to give you the variety of option of the sound that you want to hear. So I'm going to use this first one, and I'm going to click on that. And I'm hoping, let me check the sound level on here. Okay, it's still down low. That's good, because you're going to hear that sound effect in just a minute. So I'm going to click on here, and it's going to go out. And you hear that police siren come. and then go. So this is one of the things that you can use on here. Let me go back to that audio section. And in addition to the sound effects, you are going to be able to listen to some other things. I'm sorry, my screen's being a little slow right now, so let it catch up to us. In addition to the audiobooks, some of which are really great, you've probably read some of them, and the songs that are there and music tracks that are there. There are those sound effects. They also have featured speeches. Now, I like these because these are usually on here something to do with our history as a nation. And one of the things that I learned about when I was in school was the beginning of World War II here in America and why we got involved in it. So I'm going to click on Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Nothing to Fear, or the Declaration of War. And you're going to get to hear a little bit of this one as well. But I'm doing this because I want you to see over here, you actually have a transcript of the words. So if something isn't clear to you, you can go back and see that. And that information can also help you search the video, and it will also let you download the transcript. So you can actually have the printed transcript in front of you. This speech is over 6 minutes long, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. And because you'll notice up here it says audio only, this is going to be a static picture. It's not going to change. So I'm going to let you hear a taste of Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation, and at the solicitation of Japan, was still in conversation with its government and its emperor, looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific.
So you'll get a little taste of how that sounds and how you can be able to print the information off. Let me go back to home because we've got a couple of more to quickly cover here. Maps and flags are here. And this is not just going to be for the United States. This is for all the countries across the world. There's ones that are dedicated to Canadian, some to the different countries, some to the United States. There are thematic maps that will show graphically the statistics that they are used to display, and historical maps which can take you back to a time period so you can see how the lay of the land was different from what it is now. So if you go back into history close to 30 years ago, this town looked differently than it does now. And if you go back to the 1700s, it's going to look differently even more. So as you go along through history, this is one of the ways that you can see how something looked in the past so you can understand what it's like today. So I'm going to actually click on United States Maps and Flags. It gives me all of the U.S. And so I'm going to click on South Carolina, and it's going to produce for me the information about South Carolina. And in this case, it gives me a basic map of South Carolina, the major cities, the flag, the counties. It gives an elevation map or two. It shows you how to locate South Carolina within the United States. It gives you a basic black and white outline of a flag, an outline map of the state, one that's pretty pale and one that's brightly colored. So there's a lot of options on here, and each one of these are something that you can add to, again, that profile up here. Now this is listed at all grades. If I click here, it's going to let me narrow that down. And over here, it will let me reorder how things go. So that is the maps and flags. If I go back to the home, it's going to give me the mailbox feature. These are educator resources and they're all printable for online or in person instruction for pre K through the fifth grade. And these are very nice little pieces of documents that you can use to do a little bit extra to maybe really understand and learn what you're working on. So the featured ones are here again. You have language arts, you have math, science, seasonal and holiday, social studies, teacher tools, and writing prompts. And just like the others, if I choose language arts, it's going to come up. It's going to give me the major topic with the minor topics below there. It's going to tell me how many documents are available for each one of those subjects areas. Same thing with seasonal. If I click on it, you're going to see that broken down by grade level, again with the number of the documents that are available. The teacher tools are there to help the teachers in their classroom and to keep everybody motivated. The writing prompts are there to help teachers teach the students different writing techniques. And math is actually going to include color and pattern as well as all the things that we think of as math. And all of these are available for you to print out and use at home, as well as having the teacher use them in school. And finally, the last thing we're going to cover here are the STEM lessons. Again, you're going to see a list of available items that have been featured. And they've broken these down to math lessons, biology lessons, chemistry lessons, and physics lessons. But I want you to notice that these say that they are interactive. So if we look at the application of static electricity and the threat it poses, it's going to come up. It's going to give us the same basic information that it gives on all of the other things. It tells you that you can use Google Classroom. You can share this, add it to your profile, get the citation you need. And this time you're actually going to read through each segment, and then you're going to follow through until you get to the end of the segment. And then at the end, you will be able to understand things better. So if I choose electrical discharges, it's going to come up and it's going to show me some activities and other things, maybe a little film clip here and there. So it's going to give you information. I'm going to skip forward out to page 9, and we're going to take a look here. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a lesson report. Now, it didn't give me any errors, but it also didn't give me anything where I've checked anything off. So this will actually keep track of how much that you've read and how much you have not. And the same descriptive information below, and some additional things within physics that you might be interested in looking at. The depth of the materials available within Learn 360 is immense. So please take some time and see what you might find. It's great for the students, it's great for the teachers, and it's great for the parents. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a great day.